It's impossible to fix in a single image the great natural and architectonic variety of the Azure province. Lakes, mountains, rivers and cascades. And again, flowers, gorges, paths and plateaus with breathtaking views. And where nature leaves space for the creativity of man, here are the palaces and hotels that create late 19th century Art Nouveau, a time when the Grand Tour on the lake was one of the highlight moments of the European beau monde. Illustrious and cultured personalities have strolled along the lake shore, lived in the patrician villas, or chosen Lake Maggiore, Lake d'Orta, or the Ossoline valleys as their favoured vacation land. In addition, what about those small mountain towns that keep the savour of the traditions of the past unaltered? Or the unique and unrepeatable fascination of those jewels of nature, architecture and life that are the Borromeo Isles? Sovereign reign, crowning this corner of eastern Piedmont, the Lepotine Alps mountain chain, where uncontested rises the peak of Monte Rosa. Physical confines of the Azure province that ideally thrusts towards Novara, where the southern edge of Lake Maggiore embraces the city of Verona, dominated by the Colossus of San Carlo on one hand, and on the other by Lake d'Orta, the picturesque medieval town, and the island of Orta San Giulio. A journey that starts from the banks of Lake Maggiore, following the flow of the waters that move calmly in the basins of the lake, but originate impetuously from the summits of Verbano, Cusio, Ossola. The water takes control of nature, always shaping it to form different scenes. From Lake Maggiore, we climb up toward the Toce Valley, and immediately we meet the Domeletto Reserve, and then further north, the Fondo Toce Reserve. Swampy groves of reeds where the most diverse species live, conserving a high level of biodiversity intact. Natural paths also allow the discovery of the most hidden spots, almost spying upon without disturbing this natural uniqueness where man can only pass by to know, learn and conserve. The Toce River laps the entire Ossola Valley with its calm flow forming oxbows and defining a kind of breakup of the water that's the origin of life and the source of natural energy. Following its movement, we cross the Ossoline valleys until reaching the Toce Cascade, 143 metres of giddy height, making it the second cascade of Europe. In this way, the indisputable power of the water becomes a dominant protagonist of one of the most enthusiastic spectacles that nature can give us. But if the Toce Cascade expresses all its impetus in a single great leap, it's the Bognanco Valley that offers the highest number of cascades of the entire Ossola Valley. It's called the Valley of 100 Cascades, precisely defining this peculiarity in the flow of the waters, as pure as well as beneficial, allowing an intense spa activity between May and October. Not less vivid, if not so impetuous, the Alpine lakes, small oases trapped among the peaks. The Antrona Valley is a magisterial example with the Cinghino, a true mirror of the surrounding alpine nature. But the high lakes, in which Verbano, Cusio, Ossola is rich, is part of the fundamental break that interrupts travelling among the valleys following one another. Water, a natural resource with many benefits. In the premier municipality, in the Antigorio Valley, a pontificate bull of Pope Paolo IV in 1556, mentioning a river of hot water, documents the presence of a source of hot water, a precious natural heritage whose benefits can be enjoyed today at the Premier Spa. But if water is source, mirror, impetus and vital energy, it's the erosion of the fusion waters of the glaciers that have created those particular evocative natural crevices, the oridi. Premio, Crodo and Conobio. 3 localities very different from each other, but having in common the presence of gorges created in a remote era, and still today real and proper medals to the merit of nature that precisely in the gorges reveal an ability to recreate themselves on their own and offer a spectacle far greater than any engineer could produce. The Lepontine Alps surround the entire Verbano-Cusio-Ossola, in an embrace made of gentle slopes, wild valleys, and severe and impervious peaks. High parks of archaeological and mineralogical interest, other than naturalistic, like the splendid landscape scenario of the Devero Alp and the Veglia Alp, where the Val Grande is, where the hand of man disappears, unless to follow the rules set by fauna living together with rare colonies of species in extinction, like the royal eagle, but also where the remains of the prehistoric past have left such signs that archaeological research and study are a continuous work in progress. The theatre of historical events has seen man cross it and live in it intensely during the Resistance. The stretch of land today is without stable settlements and other modern infrastructures. It's the largest wild area in Europe. The signs and traces of the past remain, with kilometres of paths to walk along with inquisitive and maximum attention. There, the rays of the sun penetrate the thick beech woods and make the crystalline waters of the many streams that cross them gleam.